Welcome into another edition of Where the 99 Lead. I'm Andrew Joyce, your host, and Where the 99 Lead is a program brought to you by the University of Pikeville, where we talk all things regarding the University of Pikeville. We talk academics, we talk athletics, the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine, the Coleman College of Business, and all things regarding UPike. Where the 99 Lead talks about the historic 99 steps that lead to the University of Pikeville campus, but more importantly, lead from campus into the world. Special guest today as we talk about new courses at the University of Pikeville, Chandra Massner, Associate Professor of Communication at UPike. Welcome in.
Thank you.
Let's get some background on Chandra Massner. Where you come from, how you arrived at the University of Pikeville, maybe your time here and some of the courses that you teach.
Well, I've been at UPike for a long time. I've been here about 18 years teaching communication. I started though teaching English developmental classes, and I actually did some grant writing in the, it was called External Affairs Office at the time.
Right.
Before that, I kind of lived all over the country, so this is the longest I've ever been in one place in my life. I grew up all over the country. I lived in California, Georgia, Louisiana, Canada, Ohio. I did my undergraduate work at Ohio University in Athens in journalism, and then I did graduate work at the University of Kentucky.
And arrived at UPike.
And I've been here ever since because it's family.
Sure. We hear that a lot out of the UPike campus, is that it has such a family feel. Students, faculty, administration, staff, it truly is a family. Associate Professor of Communication, what are some of the courses you're teaching now, except for the one we're going to talk about today?
I teach journalism every semester, and I advise the Bare Facts, which is our weekly newsletter.
Yes.
In addition to that, I teach classes such as intercultural communication, gender and communication, public relations. I run the gamut of different communication classes.
It's a popular field.
It is. We have 68 majors this year, which is a large group.
Right.
We are the most popular major in the humanities division, and we attract a lot of students. We've graduated more than 125 graduates so far in the program since we started it.
Yes.
And they are out in the field, in the community, doing all kinds of really great work.
Yeah, and the communication field, there are so many different directions that one can go with that type of major, and many are after my job, I've found.
They love what you do.
Yes, they do. Also, UPike student Hannah McIntosh joins us. Hannah, welcome back in. You've been here before.
Thank you. Yep.
Let's talk about your biography. Yours doesn't include an 18-year stay in any one place, but let's talk about where you come from and how you arrived here.
I am from Phelps, Kentucky, and I came to then Pikeville College to dance, and I decided, I think it was the second semester of my freshman year, that I wanted to be a communication major, and I've stuck with it ever since.
Sure.
And I'm a senior now.
Senior now, ready for graduation.
Oh yeah.
And what do you plan to do with that communication degree?
Well, that's the big question. I'm not sure yet. I know that I want to continue on to graduate school, but I haven't really decided what it is exactly I want to do.
Sure. Still trying to find that place. Chandra Massner, Associate Professor of Communication at the University of Pikeville. You've joined another faculty member this year to co-teach a research course. Tell us about the class and how students benefit from this type of instruction from two professors.
Well, it's a very unique situation that we have, and been blessed to be a part of it. It actually grew out of a conference that Leanne Epling and I and a couple of other faculty members attended one summer, in which we learned about the benefits and really how to teach an undergraduate research course.
Right.
We came back very excited about the possibilities for our students. So we taught a course last spring, and we're teaching again this spring, and we hope to continue that cycle. It's been wonderful for our students. It exposes them to a level of work that prepares them for graduate study, which is what Hannah says she wants to do, and many others do.
Sure.
About 30% of my communication majors go on to study in some sort of graduate or professional school. And the class is unique in that Leanne and I share responsibilities for it. We team teach it.
Right.
She and I bring different strengths to the table. So, for instance, she's a more quantitative researcher, I'm more of a qualitative researcher. So together, the students kind of get the whole picture instead of just one person's take on research.
Right.
The other benefit really is the fact that we bring communication and psychology students together.
Yes.
And they learn about the similarities that their fields have and the differences that their fields have, and it gives them a broader perspective on academia in general, and it's been very positive.
Sure. Take us through a quick syllabus of a research course.
Well, we start the semester off with students knowing varying levels of what research is, academic research is. So we start with giving them some basic information on this is what research is. And we talk about different types of research, quantitative, qualitative. We talk about different types of studies that can be done. We have them read some. And then we break down the components of a research paper, and they work on it in little chunks during the semester. So by the end of the semester, they have completed a whole research project,
Sure.
Original research. And we have students who complete survey research. Hannah did a focus group research project. We have in-depth interviews. We do all different types of research in the course. So one week they'll be working on their method, another week they'll be working on their lit review. They work on different sections as the semester goes. When they are at the end of the semester, they should have a complete project that is ready to submit to academic conferences.
What type of students are you seeing register for this course?
Well, we select students that we think are going to be capable of the work, so more advanced students. Juniors and seniors, and that's another benefit for the students. When they're freshmen, they take classes together with different majors.
Sure.
But when they become upperclassmen, a lot of times they're only in classes with students in their major.
Right.
And this gets together the juniors and seniors in communication with some juniors and seniors in psychology, and they get to learn together and grow together, and that's been kind of an added benefit.
Interesting mix. Hannah, when registration day rolls around, there are a lot of classes to choose from. Why did you take this research course?
Well, I first learned about it through Chandra, and I was really interested in it. And a lot of the reason why it was so interesting to me is because I felt like that was a weakness of mine. And if I did decide to go on to graduate school, I wanted to know what I was getting into and be prepared. And a lot of it was original research too. I'd never been able to be a part of that. A lot of times with technology now, people are so dependent on the internet
Sure.
that they forget that the basic communication skills and being able to go out and do your own research. So I wanted to be able to do that myself, and I think I achieved that goal. I learned a lot about what I'm going to need when I go to graduate school and even in the future in my careers.
In life. Chandra, what are some of the research topics the students selected?
We have varying topics that students select. Social media is a popular choice,
Sure.
and we had students do different aspects of social media. Hannah's was related to that. We had students looking at relationships in social media, deception in social media, because I don't know if you know, but people lie.
Everything on Facebook isn't true.
That's what I've been told.
I thought everything was true in social media.
So we had topics like that. We had a student who looked at relationships in the family, so family communication, kind of really all all over the place, whatever really interests them. This semester, I've got a couple of different students looking at sports topics as they relate to communication.
Right.
One's looking at parental influence on youth sports, because I know you might have noticed this too, but sometimes parents are hard on kids when
Yes.
they play youth sports.
Yes.
And they're looking at issues like that. So,
Ask my oldest son. I've always told him he was a guinea pig, and I've apologized to him for being hard on him at time around athletics. But parents can be too gung ho.
a little bit, yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
And it kind of influences.
Yes, they do. Hannah, tell us about your research project tied to social media.
Yeah.
And why you chose that topic.
Oh, well, I've always taken great interest in relationships and how they develop. And in our generation, a lot of relationships develop through Facebook and many other social networks. So my project was the effects of social networking through relationship stages. And I ended up doing the focus group, and I had 5 guys and 5 girls. And I just wanted to see their take on how social media affects them through their relationships. Is it a positive thing or a negative thing? And in the end, my outcome was actually like very straightforward.
Yes.
The boys thought it was a very negative thing, that girls lie and all of these different things. But the girls felt like it was a positive thing because they could talk to people in a way that they wouldn't be confident if it were face-to-face. So I was really surprised and actually satisfied with the outcome.
Right. Surprised and satisfied. Hannah McIntosh, UPike student, as we talk about research courses available at the University of Pikeville. And Chandra Massner, Associate Professor of Communication, our guest. Hannah, how do you feel like this course will help you in the future?
Well, I feel like research is a basic skill that's going to help you and definitely in graduate school and in future careers, whether it's just like writing. If you have that foundation, a lot of times you know what you want, but you don't know where to get it.
Sure.
And I feel like if you have these basic skills, that you will go a lot farther than if you didn't have them.
Chandra, you recently took a group of students to the annual Blue Ridge Undergraduate Research Conference at Lincoln Memorial University. Students presented their research projects. Tell us about the conference and the student presenters.
Well, we went to the conference last year, and we just took a group of students so they could see what it was like. And then this year we submitted the projects from last year to the conference, and several were accepted. We had 4 different students who presented at the conference, and then we took several other students' work as posters. And Hannah's poster actually won a student award.
Very good.
Based on her research on becoming Facebook official and the effects on relationships. And we had 4 students that presented at the conference. One is a alumnus now because he graduated. Steve Loader, he presented in communication. Hannah Lucas, who also took the course, presented her research on family relationships.
Yes.
Steve's was on conservative and liberal political affiliations and the characteristics that come with those. And then we had 2 psychology students who also presented. So it was very successful, and then we took other students this time to see what it's like in the hopes that they will then present next year.
Right. So the course has been a success, drawing a good number of students. They've shown some interest in it.
Yes, it's been successful, and it's part of really the UPike's commitment to experiential learning and getting them outside the classroom and doing things other than just listening to lectures, and adding to that attitude on campus that experiencing through doing is going to add to your education. And certainly the students in this class are doing their own research, which is experiencing and going to the conference and presenting and really getting a feel for what academia is all about.
Chandra Massner, Associate Professor of Communication at the University of Pikeville, co-teaching a research course. We're going to meet your co-teacher after we take a quick break. But Hannah, before we go, you just returned from a national competition with the UPike dance team. That's why you came to Pikeville,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Quickly tell us about that experience and how the team did.
Well, we competed in the NAI small open division, and we placed 4th in the nation. So,
In the nation.
yep. So it's very exciting. It's a great time to be a Bear.
Awesome, and congratulations. And
Thank you.
congratulations on your win at the research conference as well.
Well, thank you.
Hannah McIntosh, UPike student, will be joined by another UPike student, Katie Bates, and the co-teacher of the research course, Leanne Epling, when we return on Where the 99 Lead.
Hey now, come on, let's go. The music's playing, I've got to move on, to go out, no more delaying. Pack my things up, carefree, adventure's waiting. I'm heading out to see the rest of the world.
Welcome back in to Where the 99 Lead, rejoined by a new guest. We talked earlier with Hannah McIntosh, a UPike student, and Chandra Massner, Associate Professor of Communication, talking about co-teaching a research course at the University of Pikeville. And now the co-teacher joins us, Leanne Epling, with the University of Pikeville, Assistant Professor of Psychology. Welcome to Where the 99 Lead.
Thank you.
Quick background on you. Let's talk about where you come from and how you arrived at UPike.
I'm originally from Michigan. I attended Central Michigan University. I received my bachelor's, master's, and PhD all from Central Michigan University.
Right.
And then I taught several years at Delta State University in Mississippi and Michigan Technological University up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
Right.
Before coming here to UPike, I've been here at UPike for 4 years now. This is my 4th year.
Ready to make this home?
Yes, I met my husband after I moved here.
Right.
He also works at the University of Pikeville, so we are here to stay.
There you go. We're glad to have you, Leanne Epling, and also joined by UPike student Katie Bates. Katie, welcome in.
Thank you.
Let's talk a little bio on you. Talk about where you come from, where you went to school, where you grew up, and how you came to the University of Pikeville.
I'm originally from Hazard, Kentucky, about an hour away, so I'm pretty close to home. But my family, my mother, my whole side of my mother's family is from here, from Pikeville. And that was what really drew me into Pikeville. Not mentioning soccer. I got a soccer scholarship to play here. So that was also an extra thing to add in there. But just the fact it's so close to home and it's just its own little community really drew me into Pikeville.
Sure. Staying close to home from a Hazard family here, and then, of course, the family atmosphere at UPike. Leanne, we just spoke with Chandra Massner, your co-teacher with the interdisciplinary research course that you're teaching. What are the aspects of psychology research that you share with students?
We do a number of different projects related to psychology. Psychology is a great field because it pretty much involves just about anything that you can think of.
Sure.
And so we have a variety of projects. Primarily my interest has been in quantitative research, primarily surveys and that type of thing. But we do have students who want to do focus groups and interviews and stuff like that. And I realized that that really wasn't my area of expertise.
Right.
And so Chandra has more expertise in those areas, and so she's allowed to help out with that. And then her students can come to me to do the quantitative analyses, and we have a program called SPSS that will help analyze the data once they collect it. And so once her students collect their data, they bring that to me, and then I can help them run the analyses.
Yeah, she talked of each of you being able to add your own elements that would help the students in this research course. How's it been received by students?
The students have really enjoyed it. Katie, you'll talk to her in a minute, she is actually taking it for the 2nd time this year. And she enjoyed it last year and wanted to improve on her project, and so she's doing it again this year. And that's what we hope to encourage in the future, is to have students from this semester then re-enroll next year and either do a new project or maybe correct some of the mistakes that they had made in their project the first year and make it better.
Sure. Katie Bates, tell us about your research and how your project evolved throughout the semester.
Well, this is actually my second time taking it, like Dr. Epling stated, and whenever I first started out, I knew I was drawn to culture and studies that way, but I really had no idea where to go from there.
Right.
So I started researching the different past studies regarding culture, and then it hit me, culture and self-esteem. So I did my project on ethnicities and self-esteem. So there was a couple problems. I needed to fix a few things, find some significant results last semester that I didn't find. So now I'm taking the course for a second time and hoping to revise my studies. I'm using a new survey more targeted towards self-esteem.
Leanne, how does the course prepare students for graduate school or their future careers?
The course is actually, it's helpful, of course, obviously for graduate school. Students, most graduate programs will require a thesis or a dissertation or something like that. So it's good to have a research course in as an undergrad to help prepare that so they know what to expect when they get to graduate school. But it's also important just for having a career later and getting a job, and maybe your boss is going to say, so, go look up this, and you need to know, how to do that.
Sure.
Where to go find the information, what types of sources are appropriate, and to be able to present what you find back to your boss when you're done.
Or if the information is not out there easily available to go.
To know how to find it.
Sure, find it and pull it all together. Katie, you presented your research during the Blue Ridge Conference we talked about during the last segment. Tell us about that and how you did.
Well, I actually attended the conference last spring, but I didn't present. So just having the experience of going, seeing the other presentations helped a lot, but I'm not going to lie, it was intimidating at first. It was very intimidating, but once I got up there, it just flowed. I just trusted my project and trusted the audience to listen to my project, and it went really well. I enjoyed it.
How many students there, how many people there that you're presenting in front of?
20, 30 people.
But all eyes on you.
All eyes on me.
And a project that you own.
Yes. Oh, that was intimidating, but I think I did pretty well.
Very good, very good. Would you do it again?
Oh, definitely. And I'm actually doing it again next spring, doing the presentation on the revised study. So that's going to be exciting.
Very good. And you'll be much more confident.
Yes, I will.
Yeah, absolutely. Leanne, why do you think it's important for students to not only attend these types of conferences, but also to share their work?
Attending the conference is important, even if they're not presenting, just so that they can see what a presentation is supposed to be like.
Right.
They have to do a presentation, both an oral presentation and a poster presentation, as part of their grade for the class. And so just being able to go and see other students present and see what posters are supposed to look like is helpful for them to help prepare their project for the end of the class. But then, of course, it does help them prepare so that we hope that those who are taking the class this semester will go back and present there next year. But it's important, just sharing your research is important because it helps get other students interested in research, maybe give them potential ideas for research projects that they could do in the future.
Sure. So many different projects, I would imagine countless projects
In
would be possible.
psychology, yes.
Yeah.
Infinite.
Earlier, we talked with Chandra Massner about just a brief syllabus of what the course is like. If someone's tuned in now and maybe considering a research course down the road, take us through what the semester would be like.
We start out the semester, again, just giving them some background information on research. What is research? What are the different types of research that they can choose from for their projects? Again, data analysis, and then they, like Chandra said, they work on their project step by step. So they do their lit review and they look for articles that are similar to their topic, and then they devise the method for what they're going to actually have the participants do. Then they actually go out and collect the data and bring it back and we analyze it. I usually analyze the quantitative side of it, and Chandra helps them do the more qualitative side of it. And then they write it all up in a professional style paper that is worthy of presentation at a conference or maybe even future publication.
Sure. And students, obviously, they are choosing projects that they have certain interest in.
Yes. I let the students choose their own projects, whatever they are interested in. We had a lot of projects related to athletics, differences between athletes and non-athletes in a variety of different areas, self-esteem, grades, confidence, a number of different things.
The students choose their own topics.
Yes.
What has been the most surprising topic that you've had chosen?
Surprise.
Or has there been a topic that has been chosen that you tried to lead a student another direction?
I usually let them choose their own topics. I will help them refine them so that they're more easily achievable, but I usually let them stick with whatever their topics are. Now, I'm not experts on every topic for sure, so you know, it helps me as well. I get to learn about research in some different areas as well. So I usually let them pick their own stuff, and they usually go with whatever it is they're passionate about.
Sure. Chandra Massner, a professor of communication, you're a professor of psychology, and she talked about the interdisciplinary. Students in upper level courses many times are taking courses with their own majors once they reach that level. This blends the two. How has that been received?
Generally, the students really like it. One, it gives them more options as far as if they need assistance, they can come to either one of us for help. And they like getting to know students that they might not get to talk to or hang out with as often. And we hope to, in the future, maybe get some students as well as professors from other majors involved in the project as well.
Sure.
So that we can incorporate even a greater variety of students and professors.
Very good. Katie, I'll ask you the same question I asked Hannah McIntosh. How do you think these skills can help you in your future career?
Well, it can help me not only in psychology, because research is obvious in psychology. You have to conduct it to know anything. But it helps me because I started something on my own. I came up with my own idea. I completed my own research. I did a project and finished it and saw it out. I don't think it only helps in the degree that you work in. I think it helps in everything.
Sure.
If I got a job somewhere else other than my degree, I think it would help a lot because I saw the project through and did it on my own.
Right, absolutely. Katie Bates, UPike student, and Leanne Epling, assistant professor of psychology at the University of Pikeville. We're just about out of time. Thanks so much for being here. And this course continues.
Yep. Thank you for having us, and we plan on doing the course again next spring.
Very good.
So if there's any interested students, they're free to contact either Chandra or myself, and we would be happy to have them.
Very good. Katie Bates, thanks for being with us, and good luck in the future.
Thank you.
You've been tuned to Where the 99 Lead, a presentation of the University of Pikeville. Our guest on our first segment, Chandra Massner and Hannah McIntosh, and of course, Leanne Epling and Katie Bates, as we wrap up this edition of Where the 99 Lead. Brought to you by the University of Pikeville, the leading university of Central Appalachia. I'm Andrew Joyce. Thanks for tuning in.